She married into the Zhou family because of a deal. Not love, not choice, a contract. 1 year of marriage in exchange for saving her father's collapsing company. Lin Xiang entered the most powerful family in Haishi knowing exactly what she was, a tool. To her husband Zhou Tingsheng, she was nothing more than a transaction. To her mother-in-law, she was a social climber. To outsiders, she was the woman who climbed into his bed. And for an entire year, she endured it. Cold dinners, separate rooms, public indifference, private humiliation. He made it clear from day one. Once the contract ended, she would leave. So she stopped trying, stopped pleasing, stopped shrinking. The car accident changed everything. When she woke up in the hospital, she realized something terrifying. No one came, not her husband, not her in-laws, not even her own family. That was the moment something inside her died. And something stronger was born. If she was going to survive this marriage, she would do it on her terms. She returned to the Zhou mansion. Different. The quiet, obedient wife was gone. The servants who ignored her were suddenly given orders. The decor she hated, replaced. The dog her husband adored, locked outside. The house that never felt like hers. She claimed it. For the first time, she acted like the legal wife she actually was. And Zhou Tingsheng noticed. At first, he thought it was a tantrum. Then he realized she was serious. She stopped waiting for him, stopped reporting her schedule, stopped asking permission. She went back to work, back to the design industry she once dominated. Before marriage, Lin Xiang was a rising interior design star. Sharp, elegant, untouchable. She had given it all up to become Mrs. Zhou. Now she was taking it back. But the industry wasn't welcoming. Old rivals mocked her. Clients doubted her. Rumors followed her everywhere. She only wins contracts because of her husband. She climbed into wealth. She can't survive without Zhou Tingsheng. So she chose the hardest client. A notorious investor known for harassing female designers. Everyone expected her to fail. Instead, she walked into that meeting prepared. When he tried to humiliate her, she let him. When he tried to trap her, she flipped the script. And when he crossed the line, the police walked in. Because she had recorded everything. That was the first time Zhou Tingsheng looked at her not as a burden, but as a woman he didn't fully know. Meanwhile, the real storm was brewing inside the Zhou family. His uncle had been stealing from the company, framing him, planning to take over. And the woman behind it? Her own sister. The same sister who attended elite gold digger training classes to marry rich. The same sister who tried to seduce Zhou Tingsheng. But unlike before, Lin Xiang didn't break. She exposed the corruption. She stood beside her husband publicly during the shareholders' crisis. And when the scandal exploded across media, she didn't hide. She stood next to him. Calm. Unshaken. For the first time, Zhou Tingsheng realized something painful. Every time she was attacked, she never dragged his name into it. Every time she suffered, she handled it alone. And when he discovered the truth about the bed-climbing scandal from years ago, that it was manipulation, that she was pushed into it, that she never schemed, the guilt hit him harder than any business betrayal. Because the one person who never betrayed him was the one he treated the coldest. So he did something shocking. He started pursuing his own wife, sending her to work, waiting outside her office, publicly acknowledging their marriage, choosing her in front of everyone. Not because of the contract, not because of obligation, but because he finally saw her. The woman who didn't need his power. The woman who rebuilt her career alone. The woman who could destroy a room with nothing but calm confidence. But Lin Xiang wasn't the same anymore. When he said he wanted to cancel the contract, she reminded him of every word he once said. "You're just a legal wife. This is temporary. You'll leave in a year." Now he was the one asking to stay, and she wasn't sure she wanted him anymore. For the first time he was afraid, not of losing the company, not of losing money, but of losing her. So he stopped using power, stopped using pressure. He waited, proved himself, protected her quietly, defended her publicly. And when his own mother finally admitted, "She was wrong about you," that was the moment the Zhou family truly accepted her. But the biggest shift wasn't public, it was private. The night he stood outside her bedroom door and said, "I'm not forcing you, I'm pursuing you." That was the first honest thing he ever gave her. No contract, no obligation, just choice. And for the first time, she wasn't staying because she had to. She was deciding whether she wanted to. This isn't a story about revenge. It's about a woman who stopped begging for love, and a man who realized too late, the strongest woman in the room was the one he almost lost.